3 different fragrances for the day and 3 different fragrances for the nighttime. Now, if you clicked on the video, you probably saw the thumbnail, and I'm not going to include those because it's gonna spoil the fragrance review, but these are excellent fragrances. So this would be for the nighttime, this would be for the daytime. Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Everyone knows my love for this. Rich vanilla, it's got some incense in here. It's got some floral aspects to really balance everything out, but the main thing is it's this smooth, creamy vanilla, touch of smokiness. And then in the daytime here, we've got Sedley. This is a Parfums de Marly. It's a bit more expensive, but this is just so fantastic. It's fresh, it's bergamot heavy, it's smooth, it's refined, it's a little musky, it's fresh, and it's clean. Same thing with Acqua di Gio Profumo, but you get a little bit of a green nuance with this one. And then Prada Luna Rosa Black. This is a powdery amber vanilla. It's super smooth and it's just so elegant. This one is a little bit more of a risky blind buy, I would say, just because to an unexperienced nose, it does come across like Play-Doh. Yes, Play-Doh. I was a little taken back too. I warmed up to it. It was really nice. It actually got really addicting after a while. All right, now that the thumbnail fragrances are out of the way, let's start with the daytime. And the daytime fragrances, I have 3 different ones here. I have John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This one is a fantastic fragrance. Pretty citrusy. It's got some like green characters in here, but it's pretty fresh. It's nothing really kind of like potent and out of place. You got a lot of citrus in here, making it very fresh, clean, just aromatic. There's a bit of a white musk character with this one too, and you know, some amber stuff going on, amber wood, you should know. But then also like ginger and petitgrain and some woody facets in here too. I wouldn't say that this one is an overly woody fragrance, but it does have that base to it, which is so nice. I pick up like some cedar wood, some amber wood, but it's mainly fresh. Next one, let's talk about Armani Code Parfum. And this one is really fantastic. I love wearing this stuff because it carries through the air such elegance. It's so nice. It's fresh, it's clean, but it's also got the Armani Code kind of like tonka bean coumarin kind of thing going on in here. A little touch of vanilla to support that, but it's fresh and clean. And with the addition of iris in here, giving this kind of like powdery floral aspect to it, mixing with that kind of Armani Code, you know, vibe with it. Fresh, clean, aromatic, powdery, sophisticated. It just has a lot going for it. Every time I wear this, I get some kind of someone or other saying something about it. Whether I'm like, and it usually happens outside when the wind kind of carries the, you know, the scent. That's usually when I receive some kind of like someone saying something about it. Not saying that this is a compliment beast, but you know, from my experience, it is. I love this stuff so much. It's, if I had to pick, you know, a few fragrances for my everyday use, this would be like top of the list, really. All right, the next one is pretty showery, fresh. It's shower gel that's smooth, sexy. Dylan Blue by Versace. This is an excellent everyday kind of fragrance. You smell like shower gel, fresh and clean, nothing really crazy, but it's so sexy. You can fall into the risky thing with this one about smelling like everybody else, you know, because it's a very popular fragrance and it definitely gets like discounted a lot. So people are like, wow, that's pretty cheap for a fragrance for Versace, you know, and then they pick it up. So a lot of people smell like it. And that's like, I think the only downside to it, but for the most part, it's very citrus heavy. It's got a little bit of a musky aspect to it. The shower gel vibe is ever so present, so it's gonna smell like you're wearing shower gel, kind of very potent shower gel. It's got some like peppery nuances as well, and then a lot of musk. I want to make sure that's clear. It's a good starter fragrance too. If you're looking into getting into fragrances at all, this is worth checking out. I think having a fragrance that's just an easy throw on stupid scent is always, you know, fantastic, and this can do that. All right, let's talk about the nighttime. Nighttime is where the magic happens. This one recently came out this year, and this one is a fantastic fragrance. It's got a chocolate vibe in here, which is just remarkable. It's definitely like fruity sweet, but it's also got this like amazing chocolatey nuance in here. It smells like a traditional masculine, sexy fragrance with a hint of chocolate in there, which is really nice. It's definitely like a really spicy fragrance, and it's got this like smooth sophistication behind it, but for the most part, it's very spicy, aromatic, beautiful. Some of the notes in here are cocoa, patchouli, and then vetiver, incense, tonka bean, clary sage. So you got a lot of spiciness with this one, but it's also fruity. It's also like that rough kind of vetiver kind of style, like the woody kind of style. It's not dirty by any means, but it smells like vetiver, like a clean vetiver, woody kind of facet. But definitely a lot of like fresh sweetness in the top, but it dries down to mostly a woody cocoa kind of smell. I think that this one is such an underrated fragrance release this year. I think this one has a lot of potential for being a sexy, sexy fragrance. For the nighttime, of course. Moving right along into the next one, Ralph's Club Elixir. This is fantastic stuff. It is very potent. This one you only need a few sprays of. This one has a lot of ambery smoothness behind it with a beautiful olibanum note that gives it this kind of smoky aspect to it. I pick up a little bit of a leather nuance with this one, but it's mainly smoky, fresh. It's got this like fresh, clean musk in here, which is super pleasant. But it's got this like richness in the musk. Is fantastic, but fresh and clean for the most part. And then it's just got this like smooth spiciness, fresh and aromatic, and just pretty sweet too. It's got this like sweetness that just like consumes it, but it's also kind of smoky, rich, rugged, olibanum, the fern note, the balsamic fern note. And then it has some orris in here, which is providing it a little bit of this earthy feel to it, this earthy, powdery feel to it, which is super fantastic. But if you don't like powdery fragrances, try to stay away from, you know, orris or iris, because that's going to provide it a little bit more powdery nuances on your skin. And a lot of people's skin is different, because some people's skin gets a lot of powder and some people don't get any powder. So it's skin chemistry. But spicy, fresh and clean at the top. And then you got just this amazing dry down that's just smoky, rich, leather a little bit, not too much. This is not a leather fragrance, but very woody and smoky, I would say. And musky too, of course. This is a very musk heavy fragrance. 19 Degrees by Toomey. This one caught me off guard. I was sent this a couple months back and tried it on for the first time, and I was floored. This is sweet raspberry. This is smooth leather, smooth, sexy, sophisticated. If I say smooth one more time, I'm gonna smack myself. If you're familiar at all with like Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford, you kind of get that too here. But you get this like much more fruity sweetness in this rather than Tom Ford. It's paired up with some like really like cleanness, like the base is very clean, and it's got this like sandalwood accord in here to kind of smooth and creamy everything up. And then you got the leather in here that's just fantastic. And it's on the cusp of ombre leather smoothness, but you also get this fruity sweetness from the raspberry, and then just a touch of a smoky aspect, most likely coming from the birch. And fantastic and smooth too. Hey, thanks for watching the video, guys. 3 fragrances for the day and the night. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your picks? I want to know from you. Thanks so much for watching the video. We will see you next time.